Great. So we're going to move on to the third pitch of this evening. So I'd now like to welcome to the stage Sami Majadla from CertiCraft. Sami, thanks so much for joining and congratulations for being in the top 6 finalists as well. Nice to see you.
Thank you so much, Alex. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you and I can see you and I can see the awesome hat you're wearing too. I'm jealous. Perfect. If you want to bring up your slides and we'll just make sure that they're working before I hop off.
Can you guys see me inside my slides there?
That looks great. Take it away. Have fun.
Awesome. I'm just going to minimize this. All right, here we go. Hi, everybody. I'm Sami. I'm the CEO of CertiCraft, and we make the ridiculously tedious compliance requirements for licensed cannabis producers really, really simple. And we have grown our business to $300K in annual recurring revenue and an additional $380K in booked annual recurring revenue. So when you get licensed in the world of cannabis in Canada, there is so much stuff that you have to stay on top of in stay compliant with the regulations. Literally thousands of different data points you have to track and report on to various branches of government. And if you make enough mistakes, you run the risk of losing your license, which is a pretty big deal when you've invested hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars into getting that license. The solution to all this is pretty simple. Make it easy. Make it easy to ensure that you don't miss anything, generate the reports for the license holders in question so they can submit those things to the government. And if you're audited, generate all the records needed to prove that you're being compliant. And that's exactly what CertiCraft is. When we started our business, this is what was available on the market. That right there scares me, and I'm a tech nerd. Can you imagine what it's like to try to work with this as a farmer or a gardener? We saw a huge opportunity to instead create this. And let me tell you, our customers love CertiCraft. CertiCraft is the only easy solution available in Canada, and it's the only solution that fully digitizes and automates compliance requirements for licensed cultivators. It's a pretty simple business model, monthly subscription fee, business-to-business SaaS. Have quite a bit of traction. I touched on the revenues earlier. The lifetime that I'm using there for that ratio is 2 years, though that is going up as time goes on because we already have customers exceeding 2 years and very little churn. And we are closing over 60% of the sales qualified lead come into our funnel. And I do want to note that we have done on this on only $100,000 in investor funding that we received from family and friends 3 years ago. So we definitely know how to make money go a long way. Our customers today are mostly small, and that's been great for establishing the foundation for our business. And I want to point out that from the licenses that exist today in that market segment, roughly 20% are our customers. And this is all through word of mouth. We have not had a serious marketing budget. Over the past year, because of that word of mouth, an increasing number of larger producers have been reaching out to us and asking for demos. And we show them our demo, and they all pretty much have the same kind of reaction. Holy shit, this is so much better than what we're using today. But we can't use your system because you don't support the other license types that we have. And so over the past year, we've started building the modules that we've recognized that we need in order to start being able to move up market. And this is what the markets look like today and what the annual kind of new licenses that are being divvied out by Health Canada are. And it has slowed down in the past year or two thanks to COVID, but we expect that to bounce back up again. And I want to note that all of our competitors, they're all focused on that enterprise segment, and their solutions kind of ignore the needs of small to medium businesses who dominate the cannabis space in Canada. And I want to note that our closest competitor, they only have 50 customers, and we have a great opportunity to move up market here and really do well with the best user experience that's available on the market. Our biggest challenge today is sales and marketing. We are closing over 60% of the deals, but we only have one person on our sales team, and they're only spending 30% of their time on sales. So we really want to throw more resources at sales and marketing. As we move up market as well, the brands that exist there, they actually have online presences, unlike the small scale producers that have histories in the underground world and are relatively private. So if we win the $150,000, it'll all go here. As for who we are, I'm Sami. I'm the CEO. I went to Harvard on a full scholarship where I got a degree in computer science, and I've built 6 platforms prior to this one. Nick has a background in sales and other regulated industries, and his wife has a major autoimmune disorder, and cannabis is the only thing that helps her. And he's become a huge medical cannabis advocate as a result. And Giles has a background in mechatronics engineering and leads our development team. This is what we think is our conservative projections for what's possible over the next 5 years. In 5 years, we'd have under 550 customers, which is the total number of license holders today in our market segment. And with that, we'd be generating over $5 million in revenue and $2 million in profit. And all of that would be invested back into our business to allow us to grow further. In terms of scaling in the future, Canada's only the 2nd country to legalize cannabis in the world, and we plan to ride that wave internationally. We can also have our system be used for other regulated industries. In fact, CertiCraft was designed from the ground up to with that eventuality in mind. And last but not least, we can enter other verticals to support our customers who are struggling in other ways that we are very intimately familiar with. We are
Thanks so much, Sami.
Oh, okay. If you want to connect, my email
Time was all up, but maybe your due diligence lead will be able to share a couple more insights with everyone watching about your business. Thanks so much for joining.
Thanks, Alex.
And for representing Star Wars. Love it. Have a good rest of your evening. He just got cut off there, but I think he was saying much appreciated. You're welcome. Next up, I would like to welcome Chris Wormold, who is the due diligence lead for CertiCraft. Chris, thanks so much for joining and for taking on the role of due diligence lead. You just need to turn on your mic and camera so that we can all see you and hear you. In the meantime, you can take a peek at all of the other folks who were part of the due diligence team. Oh, we can see you now, Chris. If you can just make sure to unmute yourself. We just can't quite hear you yet. It should be at the bottom of the Remo screen. There's the camera and the audio button, and you'll just have to take it from red to green. We can't hear you yet, no. Do you see what we might do actually is just kick you off and try to bring you back. And when you pop back in, just press your camera audio on. Oh, wait, try again.
How about now?
Yay, we can hear you. Perfect.
What a pain.
I've never been so happy to hear someone's voice come through the screen at me. So I'm going to hand it over to you to take it away on the due diligence.
Thank you. Apologies for the delay there, but thank you and hello. First of all, I want to acknowledge the rest of diligence crew, Grant, Dave, Monica, Brian. I would have been lost without you. And the following really is a report on behalf of all of us. Sami was born in Palestine. He discovered computer programming at an early age, and his proficiency earned him a place at Harvard, where he completed a degree in computer science. In many ways, his story is, part of the Canadian dream. Sami joined CertiCraft, what eventually became CertiCraft, as a developer, where he transitioned into becoming the CTO. And as the initial vision of the company failed and the original team left, Sami assumed the duties of CEO and pivoted the company into what it is today. We think that evaluating the capabilities of the team is as important as the opportunity, especially in the early stages like this where many things are going to change. And to that end, looking at Sami's character and his suitability as a leader of a startup, Sami frankly shows very well. He's energetic, likable, passionate, truthful, and competent. He's pulled CertiCraft's predecessor out of the ashes, demonstrating resilience. And among the traits we tend to look for in a founder, he's fearless. He has a history of making good business decisions. He demonstrates integrity and knows how to sell. Sami has areas to grow for sure, but he's shown a real openness to learn and develop, probably the most important trait of all. CertiCraft, importantly, is pro forma break even today and have bootstrapped their growth. And Sami and his co-founders have shown an ability to remain lean and scrappy, leveraging IRAP and other grant programs and keeping their wages below market to win 46 customers today, with another 56 signed and in the process of getting onboarded. CertiCraft controls their destiny and has earned the right to raise and spend some growth capital. We believe the revenue projections are credible, if not a bit modest, for the opportunity, which we think will eventually become a winner-take-all business. And there's significant potential upside as an early entrant as a potential early entrant in new markets that legalize cannabis. Looking at their product, CertiCraft has a code stack that's competently written and scalable, and a product that's functionally complete for the small company segment of the legal cannabis market in Canada. They're making progress, adding features for more sophisticated users as they develop an understanding of what that segment needs and how to sell to them. Sami's shown a great willingness to learn through the diligence process and isn't afraid to ask questions when he doesn't understand something. To underline the opportunity, there are about 750 small to medium legal cannabis producers in Canada, with 46, and CertiCraft only has 46 of those as paying customers today. So that's 5% of the current market. In addition, there's over 10,000 craft cannabis producers in Canada who remain unlicensed. And as these producers transition into a new regulatory framework, there's a whole lot of market expansion opportunity. And I should note, CertiCraft only works with legal Canadian cannabis growers. The company has some mild competition, but they win most deals with a better and more suitable product. Many times their competitor is a notebook where the grower logs information. As they move to serve larger companies, CertiCraft will encounter a couple other ERP vendors who've built solutions for the cannabis industry, but that's still a long way off. And as they continue to win and grow, there's going to be lots of opportunities to add additional products to serve their customer base. Realizing this, and given the terms of the offer we have, we think there's a credible path to a profitable investment here that should offer little downside since the business is highly defensible. So, summary, CertiCraft is a real business with paying customers, annual recurring revenue, a developing sales engine, and a scalable tech stack that can evolve and serve additional segments. Sami inherited a business with $0 of revenue and $20,000 of debt. Raising just $100,000, he's grown the business to $350,000 of ARR and over $200,000 in the bank. We believe in his team. He and his team can reasonably grow revenues by over 15 times in the next 3 years. And that's it.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Chris, for joining. Enjoy the rest of your evening.